The year started with the fourth and last test of the Border-Gavaskar trophy, with Virat Kohli as the new Indian Test captain, officially. India competed hard to draw the match, with KL Rahul and Kohli scoring centuries in the first innings and Mohammad Shami returning a 5-4 in the Australian first innings. It was a decent performance by India. Remember, they're still in transition, as they lost the series 2-0. The team stayed on in Australia for the triangular one-day international series, also involving England, as preparation for the World Cup. Poor all the way, India never quite came to the party. MS Dhoni, the captain, explained that results weren't important, finding the right men for the right positions was. That made sense, but the hopes of the fans were on their way down. India lost all 3 games they played, with one against Australia washed out. But the World Cup was a different story altogether. Kohli got a century and Suresh Raina 74, and Shami returned a 4-4 as India maintained their all-win record against Pakistan to start with. It was Shikhar Dhawan's turn to get to 3 figures and Ajinkya Rahane to hit 79 as India beat South Africa by a mammoth 130 runs in their next match, R. Ashwin picking up 3 wickets. UAE were no match for India as Ashwin led the way to bowl the opposition out for 102. The runs were then knocked off in just 18.5 overs. West Indies was similarly blown away, Shami and Umesh Yadav helping bowl them out for just 182, before Dhoni led the chase with an unbeaten 45. Shami was again among the wickets as Ireland were bowled out for 259. Dhawan got 100 from 85 balls to help India make it 5-5. The final pool match against Zimbabwe got a little tricky after Brendan Taylor's century, but with Raina slamming an unbeaten 110, India's clean slate stayed intact. Bangladesh then in the quarterfinals, and Rohit Sharma scored 137 at the top of the order to take India to 302 for 6. That was 109 runs too many for Bangladesh, with Umesh and Shami knocking their top order out. The story ended there though, as Stephen Smith scored a century for Australia to reach 328 for 7. India were never really in the game after that and stuttered to 233 before being bowled out. Over to Bangladesh then, and a washed-out test match, and then a 2-1 humiliation in the ODIs, orchestrated by Mustafizur Rahman, who picked up 13 wickets in the 3 games. A second-string Indian side, led by Rahane, travelled to Zimbabwe then, and, as expected, scripted a 3-0 series win in the ODIs, though the T20I series was split 1-1. The first big test series for Kohli came in Sri Lanka, with the team promising all-out aggression. It almost didn't work, with India losing a brilliant opportunity to go 1-0 up when they lost the first test, in Galle, by 63 runs, with Rangana Herath running amok. But they fought back. A superb team effort, led by R. Ashwin with the ball, helped them win the second test, before Cheteshwar Pujara and Ishant Sharma starred in the win in the final game for India to win the series 2-1. Back in India before the year ended, and South Africa arrived for a 72-day tour. India were nowhere in the picture in the T20I series, which went 2-0 to the visitors. The ODI series was tighter, but South Africa squeezed through 3-2. And then the tests, where South Africa were the #1 team. Spinning tracks and, possibly, the duration of the tour meant that South Africa were out of it from the very beginning. R. Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja and Amit Mishra spun a web around the visiting batsmen, while the Indian batters did just a bit better than their counterparts each time. India won in Mohali, then the Bangalore test was washed out after just 1 day's play, before India won in Nagpur and in New Delhi for a 3-0 result.